Thanks so much for joining us here on Up with KREM. I'm Channing Curtis.
And I'm Tim Pham. Well, let's make it a wonderful Wednesday today, and it's going to be a wonderful forecast. Meteorologist Thomas Patrick joining us now with a more detailed look. So, Thomas, last night we heard more rumbles in the sky, more thunder. Will we expect more today?
For today, there is that chance, but it is a much lower for tonight compared to our last two evenings. Still plenty warm, still plenty hot, still plenty energetic the atmosphere is. So there is a chance, but it is a bit lower just because of just how we have what's called a moisture convergence zone. It's a bit more diffuse today compared to yesterday, but that's kind of the nit and gritty. Well, you're probably just also wondering, how hot was it yesterday? At 85 in Spokane, that broke a record high. It was 82 was the record, 88 in Coeur d'Alene, and 90 in Deer Park. 90 degrees in just early May. So certainly feeling very much hot and summer-like outside. Right now, 55, that is our low temperature for this morning, but still one of our warmest starts to a day that we've had so far this year. And we'll have yet another day in the 80s, probably not 90s this time around, but still near record highs for today and tomorrow.
This morning, the Spokane Police Department is continuing their search for someone who shot a man near Gonzaga's campus last night. Now, at this time, we are still working to gather more information, but right now we do know that at least one person was shot on East North Crescent Drive near the Edgewater Apartments. Police say the victim was able to drive himself to the Safeway on Mission to call for help. University officials warned students not to go near the area, but police now say there's no threat to campus. Of course, this is a developing situation, so we're continuing to gather more information and we'll bring you updates as we learn more.
It is official. Washington state lawmakers are heading back to Olympia this month for a special session. In 2 weeks, they will discuss new drug possession laws after failing to reach an agreement during the regular session. Under the governor's proclamation, the session can last up to 30 days. The current drug possession law expires in July because of a 2021 state Supreme Court decision saying the law violated the state's constitution. Lawmakers will return on May 16th. Meanwhile, back here at home in Spokane, City Council introduced an emergency ordinance aimed at preventing illegal drug use. Under this ordinance, using illegal drugs in public spaces would be a gross misdemeanor. Spokane Mayor Nadine Woodward believes tougher laws will compel people to get treatment.
I supported the Senate version, which was a gross misdemeanor with criminalization if no treatment is accessed. And so that gives more accountability. It gives it a tool for officers and an expectation within our cities that are reeling from this drug epidemic, actually a drug crisis, on how we deal with it and compel people to get help. There has to be some tougher boundaries to compel people to get treatment.
City Council's emergency ordinance will be voted on at their weekly meeting next Monday. Legislators will return to Olympia on May 16th.
Well, members of the City Council, the Parks Board, and Spokane Police all met yesterday to talk about changing the city code to make it a misdemeanor to be in a park after hours. Right now, Spokane City Parks close at 10 p.m.
Well, Spokane Parks and SPD made the request because of increased crime in the city's parks. From January of 2021 to March of this year, there were about 700 incidents in 32 different parks. 79 of them were violent and happened while the parks were closed. Vandalism is also an issue, and the cost to repair the damage takes away funding from other projects. It also makes law-abiding visitors less likely to want to go to parks. City leaders say making this change would ultimately be an investment into the community.
When somebody on the news or something hears of a negative activity or a crime that happens during the night, the perception is that that park isn't safe during the day. And that's just truly not the reality. It's really, this is the criminal activity that we're seeing in our parks is during when the parks are closed.
Right now, the rules set certain activities like having drugs or weapons within parks as a misdemeanor. Anything not specified in those rules is only a Class 1 infraction. That means officers cannot do much when someone is in the park after it is closed.
We will have very little enforcement on this once we establish credibility. There won't be the need for it. A lot of times just the presence of an officer arriving will be enough that those that have gathered will decide to pack up and leave.
7:05, and as we take a look at the weather forecast for not only this morning, but again this evening, because you're probably wondering if we have another chance for thunderstorms, because 2 straight nights We've had quite the lightning show in the Spokane area. What I was talking about earlier, this moisture convergence zone, it's helping to guide that thunderstorm activity in the evening hours. It's still there, but it's not quite as pronounced for today. So our thunderstorm chances basically are just lower. They're like a 5 to 10% chance as opposed to a 20 to 40% chance is what they were yesterday. Our current temperature is mainly in the mid 50s right now, but still expecting another mid 80 degree day, and at 83, that would tie the record high for today in Spokane.